Hi there, Edu friends. Today we're going to be learning about an extension called Autocrat, and this is going to allow you to automate personalized documents using Google Sheets and several other documents like PDFs, Google Slides, or Google Docs. We're also going to discuss some of the practical implications of this and how you could use this in your everyday professional obligations. Let's get started. So I have provided you with a sample spreadsheet that you can use just to learn how to use Autocrat today. And then of course you'll be able to use your own data moving forward. After you have your data set up in a spreadsheet, the next thing you'll want is a place to organize all of these custom documents that you'll be creating. So you'll want to create a folder where you can store them. Next, you need a place to merge your data. Today I'm providing you with a template for a certificate of completion. So you can go ahead and make a copy of that and also move it into the folder that you just created. Notice that you would typically need to change out any of the merged data that you want with what's called a tag. So you'll replace what you want to replace with the data inside of these things that are less than and greater than signs. Next up, you need to install Autocrat. You'll only need to do this once, but let's walk through the steps just in case you don't have Autocrat yet. From inside of your spreadsheet, you're going to select Extensions, and then Add-ons, and then Manage Add-ons. From here, you can search for Autocrat, and then install the extension. Again, you'll only need to do this once, and moving forward, you'll find the Autocrat extension under Extensions. Now that we've installed the extension, it's now time to launch it. From here, you'll select New Job, give the job a name, select Next, and choose a template for where you want to merge the data. This is the template that you made a copy of before. It might be under Recents, or you may need to go into your drive and find it. You'll want the name of your template to show up here. Then click Next. And on this tab, we are going to be telling Autocrat some information about our job. Here, we're telling it where our data is found. This is important if your spreadsheet has more than one tab. Next, this cell tells us where the labels of your data are, and then this tells us where the actual data begins. Next, we are looking at our template and seeing that there's a tag there, and you're saying where do you want this to be mapped from the spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet has a column called Name, and I want that to be mapped to the tag in my template called Name. Then click Next. Here you're going to name the files that are being created. If you want to just create one document and you're going to be printing these, just give it a simple name like this. However, if you're going to be creating a document for every respondent, you might want to put your tag in the name of the title. That way you don't have repeated files created all with the same name. You can also decide whether you want your output to be a Google slide or a PDF, and these options are showing up because my template was a slide. If my template was a doc, I would have that there instead. And my last option is whether I want these to come out as multiple documents or a single document. Multiple documents is best if you're going to be emailing each of these to your respondents and you want everyone to have just their own document and not access to someone else's. Single document is best if you're planning to print them anyway. Since these are for a certificate that I'm going to print out and hand out at a ceremony, I'm going to have a generic name without the tags, and I'm going to put them into a single document. Click Next. Here's where you're saying where you want your documents to go. Select the folder where you want them to be located, and then click the Select button. The folder should show up here. Click Next. These next couple options can all be left blank for now. These are advanced features and something you might like to come back to and explore later. For example, this merge condition one is something that I use for birthday cards. I'll set it up as the condition is if it is their birthday, then send out their card. And since I'm going to be printing these, I'm not going to be emailing them, but for the birthday cards example, I do have the cards get emailed to staff and students on their birthday. Running on a trigger means, for example, if you want this to run after someone fills out a Google form, for example, maybe a reflection at the end of a PD session, or every 6 hours or every 12 hours. Again, all of these things are advanced features and you can learn more about them later. For now, we're going to click Save. And then we'll hit this button that looks like a play button, and that runs your job. In the background, all of these files are going to be created and put into your Google Doc drive. This can take some time, so sit back and relax, and once that's done, you'll have a link to each of your certificates here. To see your certificates, you can either go into your drive and navigate to the place where you save them, or you can open them from this link. I had set this up to make one document with all of my certificates, and you can see them all here. So I can print these from one file and then hand them out at my ceremony. Or I could have, in my setup, had them each their own separate file and then emailed them to each person on a trigger. And that's it, folks. I hope you can imagine how Autocrat might be able to save you some time and prevent making errors. Next up, I'd like you to think about how you might be able to use Autocrat in your everyday life. Thanks. Bye.